That goddamn thing is so loud. You know what? This Kahlua cigar isn't too bad.
I'm surprised.
Tastes amazing. It tastes just like Kahlua. I'm gonna have to find one. Just light this again now. So what cigar do you have?
It's another one of those Cuban rejects.
Oh. Yeah, I can't hear a damn word you're saying over the sound of the heater.
Cuban reject!
Alright. So how's your cigar today?
Are we taping?
Yeah, we're taping right now. How's your cigar today? God, I can actually hear myself think over the
Fucking
heater,
cold in here now.
over the
Already
heater from the
cold.
70s. Alright.
Cigar's good. Thanks.
Good. Very good. And what kind of cigar do you have again?
It's a Cuban reject.
A torpedo or a...
Okay. It's a shame. I wish it came.
Yeah, torpedoes are nice. Good shape. Can't really use a hole punch on those.
On the other hand, yeah, with this hole punch though, I like it.
Works out pretty good. Alright. So this is the 4th installment of Cigar and a Story with the Angry Friend, copyright 2015, as we turn the new year into 2016 very soon. Are you good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright.
I didn't recognize you were taping already. What do you think of the story?
Oh, you gotta think of a story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Shouldn't take too long. I mean, you're loaded with stories.
You know what? I got it.
You have a story already?
I do.
Okay.
And here's why. No, sorry.
Okay.
A couple of days ago marked the 15th anniversary of a major event in my lifetime.
Yes. And I know where you're going at with this story, so this will be good. This one I'm familiar with.
15 years ago, in a couple of days, I was celebrating a make-believe holiday with some of my friends, cousin, called Festivous, for the rest of us.
For the rest of us, yes. It's a very unknown but well-known holiday at the same time, of course.
If you're not aware, it comes with the airing of grievances as well as the feats of strength. So my cousin and I decided we would attempt the feats of strength.
Over the airing of grievances first?
I don't believe we even got to that, to be completely honest with you.
Okay, alright. So, yeah, go ahead and continue.
So again, living in the Pacific Northwest, it's cold during the winter time. It's December. And we went outside. Saw some probably 3-foot icicles hanging off the house of the friend whose house we were at.
Yep.
And
those are pretty big icicles.
yeah, quite big. So we decided, well, let's rip these off and let's sword fight.
Yep.
But then, because I'm so intelligent, I said to my cousin, as soon as we start sword fighting, these things are gonna break. So instead, why don't we hit them together like swords, but as hard as we can, just one time. And he thought that was a good idea.
Sounds pretty legitimate. I mean, I would have done the same thing.
So we counted to 3. We both swung really hard. The icicles came together with quite a bit of force. And I don't know if it was his or mine, but a piece of the icicle broke off. Well, darn it if it didn't shoot directly into my eyeball.
Oh.
On the bright side, I got my eye closed in time.
Mm-hmm.
Not so bright side, it shot right through my eyelid and stuck into my eyeball.
So this is an icicle.
Yeah.
And this goes back to what parents usually tell kids.
Yeah.
To be careful around icicles and not play with them, but instead...
You're going to poke your eye out, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So you legitimately poked your eye out?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
So, you know, I hit the ground in the snow and was writhing around in pain.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
My cousin didn't say much. I think he was a little dumbfounded at the whole situation. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I managed to pick myself up from the ground and go into our friend's house.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of collapsed on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Despite me holding my eye.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, in my opinion, clearly in some pain. His response was, "Get off my couch, bitch!"
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got snow.
I was
basically.
covered in snow.
Yeah, you're covered in snow, and nobody really knew what was going on at the time anyways.
Yeah, in his defense, like, he had not yet known the severity of
the whole
situation.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
So, I think my cousin
Mm-hmm.
is one that said, "Oh, I think something's wrong." So, eventually someone, I don't recall who, done my best to block out the whole scenario, but someone suggested I remove my hand from my eye so they could see the extent of the damage.
Mm-hmm.
And keep in mind, at this point, I didn't know what the extent was.
Right. What the actual severity was
Yeah.
at the point. Okay.
However, upon removing my eye, the 3 or 4 females that were at this little house get-together
Mm-hmm.
just yelled and screamed like they were seeing some kind of accident scene.
Mm-hmm. Right.
At this point, I recognized it probably wasn't a good thing.
Yeah. The severity of the situation was really starting to hit home
Yeah.
right now. Okay.
So, I had a friend there. Perhaps a girlfriend at the time, I don't recall.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "You know what, let's go to the hospital."
Mm-hmm.
And I, on the way to the hospital, decided, well, let's go ahead and see if I had any vision left in that eye. So I finally took my hand off and tried to open my eye. I saw nothing but black with some red streaks in the middle of it. So,
It must be a very scary situation.
yet again, that
too.
was not
Yeah.
not all that pleasant.
Right.
Get to the hospital. Fortunately, some guy had just been in a car accident and rammed his eye through his rearview mirror. So the eye doctor was already at the emergency.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. So
Things just happen for a reason, right?
there you go.
Yeah.
So I got checked out. Then I ended up having surgery with the same doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out I had torn my pupil directly in half.
Hmm.
So they had to stitch it back together.
Stitch the pupil
Stitch
back
the
together.
pupil back
Isn't
together.
that amazing how modern technology has come along
science,
so
modern
long?
medicine has come along.
And what's ironic about that is that this is from what, the late 90s,
Early 2000s.
early 2000s? And
I think.
yeah,
Yeah, something.
and that was 15, 20 odd years ago.
Yeah.
So it just makes you wonder where we're at now, you know?
There you go.
Try and put another icicle through your eye and
I'm
see
probably
what
not
they
gonna
can do.
that, But
No.
it's good too. So anyway, they stitched my eye back together. But unfortunately, it didn't ever fix my pupil. So my pupil doesn't retract the way some people do. So if you look very closely,
Uh-huh.
my pupil on this eye is twice as big as the other one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, you know, there's a little light sensitivity. For instance, when I walk into, if you were to say walk into a dark room
Uh-huh.
and flip the light on, you know, it's a certain amount of brightness that's occasionally can be painful.
Mhm.
It's like that all the time.
Right. But, I mean, the thing is that, I mean, the doctors repaired your vision, your eye, you didn't lose any vision technically. Not to the extent where you're blind in one eye.
That's true. On the other hand, at this point, I'm sitting, 3 feet away from you,
Mm-hmm.
and you have 3-inch letters on your shirt.
Uh-huh.
I can't even tell that they're letters if I look through my left eye.
Well, so the vision is there, but it's not as good as it could be.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So, trying to think of a moral of this story.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's always a moral to your stories that you like to share. That way, nobody else out there who is watching this does the same exact thing.
Exactly.
And that's very respectable, too. So, yes, without further ado, the moral to your story.
The moral of my story is, if you're going to go outside and attempt the feats of strength with your cousin in the wintertime.
During Festivous?
During Festivus.
Okay.
Wait until he turns around and bash him over the head with this.
So what you're saying is, let him free swing, and then once he's done with his swing, then bash him in the back of the head with the icicle. Makes sense. That makes sense. Okay.
He might lose consciousness, but you don't lose an eye.
Makes sense. I like that.
There you go.
It's a good idea. That's a fantastic golden rule to live by.
Yeah.
Let your cousin swing first, and then bash him in the
Yeah.
back of the head with the icicle.
Put that on a bumper sticker.
You could put that on a bumper sticker, yes. All right, well, that was a fantastic short story.
Thank you.
Very much enjoyed that, and I hope everybody else out there would do the same. And also learn from what you had gone through, because I don't think anybody out there would like their pupil sliced in half and then to have surgery on
I'm
that.
going to tell you right now, not that comfortable. I would shy away from it.
All right, well, thank you for sharing that story.
Thank you.
I'm sure that people around the world will appreciate that you shared that story, and they will learn from it as well.
I'm glad.
Okay.
I did my part.
Well, you did well. You did good.
Thank you.